Imagine leaving home for a short fishing trip and returning 438 days later, on the other side of the Pacific Ocean. This is the unbelievable true story of José Salvador Alvarenga. José expected to be back within a day or two. He carried only enough supplies for a short journey. On November 17, 2012, the experienced fisherman set out to sea, unaware that he would not touch land again for more than a year. He departed from the Pacific coast of Mexico in a small open fishing boat with no cabin and almost no protection. José was joined by a young fisherman named Ezequiel Córdoba. For Córdoba, it was supposed to be an ordinary fishing job. But before they could return, the sky darkened. A powerful storm trapped their tiny boat between towering waves. For 5 terrifying days, they fought the ocean, throwing out their catch and removing water before the boat could sink. Then their worst fear became reality. The outboard engine stopped working, leaving them completely powerless. Soon the radio also died. Their final connection to the outside world disappeared. The wind carried them away from Mexico. Every hour pushed their boat deeper into the Pacific. When the storm finally ended, the coastline was gone. In every direction there was nothing but water. Without an engine, sail, or navigation equipment, they could only follow the powerful ocean currents pulling them west. Rain became their most valuable gift. They collected every possible drop in bottles and damaged containers. When their food disappeared, José began catching fish with improvised hooks and his bare hands. They ate everything raw. Seabirds sometimes landed on the boat to rest. The fishermen learned to catch them before they could escape. They also caught turtles, which provided food and precious liquid when rain did not come. During the day, the tropical sun burned their skin. A small piece of cloth became their only shelter. They could survive weeks without proper food, but only days without water. Every single drop mattered. Days became weeks, weeks became months. Their hair grew, their clothes fell apart, and still no rescue appeared. By day 100, they had already survived longer than either man believed possible. But their journey was far from over. José later recalled seeing a distant ship. Both men stood up, waved their clothes, and screamed for help. But the ship continued toward the horizon. No one had seen the 2 tiny figures in the enormous ocean. As the months passed, Córdoba became seriously ill. His body could no longer tolerate their raw survival diet. José begged him to keep eating, but Córdoba repeatedly became sick and eventually refused food completely. Córdoba eventually died. José was now completely alone, drifting across the largest ocean on Earth. The nights became almost unbearable. There were no voices, no lights, and no sign that another human being existed. To protect his mind from the silence, José talked aloud, prayed, and imagined conversations with people he loved. He constantly thought about his parents and the daughter he had not seen for years. The hope of seeing them again kept him alive. Every morning, José searched the horizon. And every morning, the answer was the same nothing but endless blue. By day 300, his boat had become a floating prison. Yet somehow, José continued catching enough food to survive. His body was weakening from dehydration, exposure, and exhaustion. He knew that his luck could end at any moment. Then one morning, something appeared on the horizon. At first, José thought it was another illusion, but it was green. It was land. The currents had carried him nearly 11,000 kilometers across the Pacific, from Mexico to the Marshall Islands. With the boat near shore, José entered the water and used his remaining strength to swim toward the island. Residents of Ebon Atoll discovered a weak, bearded stranger near the beach. They could not understand his language, but they gave him water and help. It was January 30th, 2014, 438 days after José had disappeared. Against impossible odds, he had survived. But when his story reached the world, many people refused to believe it. How could anyone survive so long in such a small boat? Investigators confirmed that José and Córdoba had disappeared during bad weather. Ocean current models also showed that his incredible route was possible. Not every moment of his journey could be independently proven. But José had crossed the Pacific in a battered fishing boat and returned alive. For 438 days, he survived storms, hunger, thirst, loneliness, and the loss of his companion. If you were trapped in that boat, how long do you think you would survive?